So welcome everyone. My name is Amy Edwards. I'm a platinum consultant here with Evolution and Archer Travel. I am the leader of Team Sunset, and I have actually been a travel agent now. December is going to be 3 years, so 3 amazing years as a travel agent. And today I'm going to show you how to market yourself for Black Friday deal. We have a Small Business Saturday. We have Cyber Monday. And then, of course, Giving Tuesday. And it really just goes on from there. And you can look up on Google and see any of the other special kind of sale days as well, so that you can always stay on top of those different sale days. First, I want to kind of show you how, I don't like using the word generic, but how kind of unique and how creative you can be with the Black Friday sales. You don't have to show a hotel. You don't have to show an airline, or you don't have to show a specific vendor. So I'm going to go ahead and open Canva. That's just what I typically use. A lot of people use, Poster My Wall or a few other ones. I do have the paid version of Canva, but you can also get a lot of really good different flyers and posters with the free version. And if at any time any of you see something you really like and it's the paid version, you ever want to send me a quick message, I can, send it right to you. I can, I think I can connect you to my Canva. I'm always open to make sure that everyone has access to anything that they need. Yeah, Linda, I really like Canva too. At first I thought it was a little bit confusing, and I don't even know why, because it is so easy to use. So I've already created some, and Linda actually has an intro to Canva training that she recorded. So I just went through and did a basic search for Black Friday, Giving Tuesday, and the Small Business Saturday. So I'm just going to show you what I came up with. So as you can see here for the Black Friday, this is a very general kind of notice that you have Black Friday deals. And what these do a lot of times, just like the tips and tricks of travel, is they give you value as a travel agent. A lot of people call it value and authority. You can tell anybody that you're anything that you want to be in the world, but if your social media or your story doesn't back up or your actions don't back up your story, people are generally not going to trust in you, and they're not going to typically give you their card information or take your quotes seriously. So it's a really good idea to not only just post sale, but to post those tips, those tricks, just the little things that you can provide value on. So this one, as I said, is very general. So it's Black Friday deal, up to 50% off travel rates. How do I know that there's up to 50% off travel rates? I probably, like many of you, got a bunch of emails from our different vendors regarding the Black Friday sales. Some of them said 20%, some of them said 15%. Viator right now, you get 15% off of all activities. Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, I think it's up to 60%. Vax, many of them are up to 60%. Expedia, I believe, was up to 20% off of many hotels. So I just did a general up to 50%. If you're more into marketing and know the deals of what makes things attractive, I've heard some people say that it's more attractive to actually use 60%, kind of an odd number. But if you know those kinds of little tips and tricks, share with everyone. So I just did the up to 50% off travel rates, and I did cruises, all-inclusive resorts, and activities and events. I added my logo here, my contact information. And when I post this on social media, I'm probably going to direct them to my Linktree, just because I like Linktree, because it gives you so many different options for them to be able to click on, and they can actually go straight to a quote option. And again, if you don't have a Linktree or know what that is, Erica Gonzalez, on her YouTube, so it's Erica for Travel, she has a training on Linktree. So if anybody you want to look at that, Linda, if you want to put in your vet sale adventures and your link for that Canva training, please feel free to do that, or even your YouTube link so people can subscribe to you. So this is a very general Black Friday deal, kind of gives you some rates and gives you some, I just got these photos. Honestly, I got them off of Pexel. So they can upload there. The next one that I wanted to show you is going to be the Small Business Saturday, because what are we all? We are all small businesses. We're all in business for ourselves. We're all considered to be small businesses. So let me give this a second to open. Silver. Linda says Virgin Voyages has Cyber Week offers with inside cabin 75% off. Yes, that's a very good deal, especially with Virgin Voyages. Mark has Linktree training as well, so he's got that link in the chat box for everyone. Yes, you can, any the vendors send you, you can use those images. Absolutely. There is another site, it's called Pexels. You can use those images. And I'm going to show you in just a minute what TripAdvisor looks like, so that you can use some of the images on TripAdvisor as well. I just don't use any watermarked images or any images like from Disney, because those are really heavily copyrighted. So again, I searched Canva really quickly. It probably took me all of 10 minutes to do all of these. For a Small Business Saturday flyer, I added my website. Contact me today for amazing travel deals up to 60% off. And then I put my contact information. So very nice, basic flyer that just reminds people that you are a small business. You can post that as well. And then of course, this one here was just the Giving Tuesday. I didn't really do one for the Cyber Monday. But you absolutely do one for the Cyber Monday. I just kind of wanted to give you general ideas about how it doesn't always have to be an exact itinerary with dates and places to travel. So I'll show you what this kind of looks like as well. Always reminding people, Giving Tuesday, I didn't really brand that one because I don't want people to always think that I want a cut of every single one. And Giving Tuesday is a little more about giving to those in need than it is about purchasing something. I think it's actually the exact opposite of purchasing gifts or anything after the holidays. So there are a few examples of how you can advertise for those Black Friday deals. And then of course, I want to share with you some of the emails that I got so you guys know exactly what to look for. So let me share that screen. So here are some of the emails that I noticed that we received on just kind of a quick overview. First one is going to be Atlas Voyages, Atlas Ocean Voyages. Again, Black Friday deals. You can use their photos. You can go on their website and see a few photos. And you can do very generic, up to 1,000 air credit per stateroom, 50% reduced deposits, and second guest sales free. So you can give just those 3 options, or you can go into a lot more detail and look up an actual sailing. Another one, Vax Vacation Access. I noticed that I think it was SeaWorld has like 50% off tickets. They have 60% off. Some places in, I believe it was Mexico and the Caribbean, some all-inclusive resorts. So Vax has a lot of those deals. Whoops, I don't mean to show 2 side by side here. Go Colette. So those are tours typically in Europe. They have a ton of deals in Europe. And then this one's kind of a 2-parter. So again, with this one is Club Med. If you guys aren't signed up with Club Med actually sends you email at least once a week, sometimes a little bit more. And those emails, they'll at the top say, please read and delete this box before forwarding. They actually set up emails that you can send to your client base as part of an email marketing system. There are a couple of other vendors that do that as well, where they say, hey, just delete this and forward this email on. So they've created that email marketing system for you. And again, this one is for Club Med. So this is the first part of it. And then they have up to 60% off as well. The next one, Vacation Express, they have 64%, free room upgrades, kids stay free deals, and much more. So these give you some of the vendors that you can actually go to get these deals. And then Colette also has a 20% off tours worldwide. So there are a few ideas, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to back to my screen here. You can also open up the individual vendors. So here in Vax, you can see their deals scroll across the screen typically. So, oh, it's Discovery Cove. Save up to 50%. Let's see. They have Valentine Imperial. That one is a save up to 50%, and I apologize. So those are just a couple of the different options. Again, Royal Caribbean, they had a really good Black Friday sale. Give that just a second to open. Let's see, Mark, do you have the link to sign up for Club Med? Okay, thanks, so Linda, for putting that in there. Okay, so let's see. Let me log back into Royal Caribbean here. If anybody doesn't know this, you can actually get your own site for the Discover, your Icon of the Seas. If you click on Discover Icon, you can get your own affiliate link for Icon of the Seas. Definitely look into that if you don't have that. Let's see, where did I find their actual Black Friday deals? So right here. Yeah, scrolling right across the top. So Azamara has $1,000 onboard credit. And then Black Friday, they have 75% off the second guest, $800 per stateroom. And then $800 onboard credit per stay home. Hold on just one moment. All right, so those are just a few of the ideas that you can go with, and all of the different vendors there that are going to have their deals scrolling right across. And again, use their information on their site. Go to their marketing tabs. You can create digital brochures. You can use photos from there. You can use almost anything you want on there. If you can't find good photos that you'd like to use, TripAdvisor, actually when I'm in Vax, Vax has their ratings for hotels, you know, the 3, 4, and 5 star. Well, Vax uses Apple. I like to use Vax's information, but if you notice right next to the apples in Vax is the actual TripAdvisor rating. I typically go to TripAdvisor because almost everybody actually leaves those reviews on TripAdvisor, and TripAdvisor actually goes to the hotel website and to Google, and they collect those reviews. So I think reviews from TripAdvisor are a little more up to date. So let me see. I was working on one recently. So Hyatt and Puerto Vallarta. And this is where you can compare a lot of pricing too to see what the general public would see versus what quote that you got for them. So as you can see here, there are 12,000 different photos for this place directly. And I need to close a couple of these. Gonna kind of close down my internet tab so it'll go a little bit faster. All right, so this one may have too many photos to actually open. We'll see. So when you click on view all photos, of course, I would pick the one with 12,000. Give that just a second to open. I may have to choose a different location. All right, so we are going to choose a different one because I think that's going to take a little too long to open. Let's see. Let's try a Club Med. Oh, maybe it is going to pop open. Can you guys see that pop up that just opened? Perfect. So they have a couple of sections that say photos from everyone, all photos, or see all filters. You can actually find the best ones that are called, and of course, this is an awful example. It'll say photos from management or photos from property. Those are usually the best ones to find. And again, I picked one that had a lot of photos on it. Those are the ones that are probably not copyrighted and the ones that the actual location took themselves. And those are probably the most reliable to use. You can sometimes look through and see some ones taken from other people, but I like to stick with the ones that say photos from location or photos from management. So hopefully that answers your questions, kind of how to get help finding some photos. You can, of course, Google, but you just got to be really careful that they're not watermarked. And sometimes you can't see that watermark until you go to share it or until you make it larger. All right, so now let's go into our actual Pleasant Holidays. Anybody have any questions about the Black Friday deals, where to find those, and how to post those? Feel free to unmute or go ahead and put your question in the chat box. Just don't overthink it. A lot of people overthink of it. Like, I have to do a certain location. I have to do a certain date. No, you could do around Christmas. You could do around spring break. As long as you're saying starting at this price or up to this much off, you're not locking in a single price. So Linda said, for those that try to go and register with Club Med, you can get the CMU and password by going to the Travel Cafe and searching for Club Med. Thank you, Linda. Club Med gives you really good credits too. I think it's still $10. It's between $5 and $10 per training to take with them. All right, I'll open up my Facebook here and I'm going to open up Pleasant Holidays. And Pleasant Holidays is also in the back office in the Travel Cafe. If you want to sign up with Pleasant Holidays, they specialize typically in all, they do inside the US, outside the US, all inclusive. They have some vacation rentals. They do have a lot of deals. I really, really like their group travel because they have a coordinator there that pretty much does most of the work for you. So they help you to really coordinate different groups. A lot of people use Pleasant Holidays for group travel. They do have some cruise packages. I've never booked a cruise through here, so I don't know if it takes you to the cruise site, kind of like Vax does. But that's an option there if you wanted to explore that. And then Pleasant Activities. So when you go through the booking, a lot like Vax, it gives you some suggestions on some activities to do while in the area. So Megan asked, how big do the groups have to be? So typically it's 10 rooms. But I know that Pleasant Holidays, I've seen them do it for 8 rooms before. So I think it just depends on where you're going. Typically it goes by the number of rooms you need versus the number of people. So what I like about Pleasant Holidays is not only can you search for different deals, you can actually build your own trips here as well. But you can look at the different destinations they have. Here are a lot of different deals that they have. And Pleasant Holidays, you can also book the Sandals. Until you are an agent for 6 months, you don't get access to Sandals directly. So a lot of people use this to book with the Sandals Resort. I like that you can actually go in and search by destination. So that's what I'm going to do. So I had somebody recently reach out to me and they wanted to go to Puerto Vallarta, but they wanted all inclusive. So I'm sorry, that's where I started. So I can search here by all inclusive. You could do destination as well. But when you do all inclusive, it actually separates it. So the Caribbean, Mexico, Central America, and then all inclusive resort partners. So I am actually going to go to Mexico here. Going to choose the Puerto Vallarta. And then they really liked the Hyatt Hotel there in Puerto Vallarta. So here's a nice information about it. Again, they do 4 stars there with Pleasant Holidays, but I can always look this up on TripAdvisor to see more recent reviews, especially if there isn't any recent reviews on here, or if there's only 10 recent reviews and 2 of them were bad. I don't want to just make a judgment call on that. I want to go somewhere where there's, you know, maybe 30 recent reviews and see what really happened. And a lot of people leave a bad review because the restaurant's closed still due to COVID. They're upset about that, which I completely understand. Excuse me. Which I completely understand that, but I don't know if that's really a reason to give a completely bad review. So I may let my client know, hey, of the hotel, this one is closed. So I'm going to go ahead and click on book now. From here, I can choose flight and hotel or flight and hotel and car. I always, when I send somebody to Mexico, I don't usually ever suggest car rental because I don't like people, especially the Puerto Vallarta area, to go out on their own. If it's a group tour or something like that, that's okay. But if you have people going to Mexico, that's why they have so many all-inclusive resorts, because everything you need is right there. People should not venture out on their own, just, you know, just for general safety. I'm not saying that everywhere outside of there, you know, it's caged in like a prison or anything, but just for general safety, I never ever do car rental and I never suggest it. So in my area, they wanted to leave actually from Grand Rapids, Michigan. They are going to go April 16th and they are staying until the 21st. I always leave the times open, even if I knew that they wanted to leave out in the morning, because if you put it in too many search parameters in any of the vendor sites, you're probably not going to get many results. So we can really narrow this down later. And again, it was 1 room for 2 adults. You can choose direct or nonstop flights, but I like to see all of my options, so I didn't choose that. So I'm going to go ahead and search for flights and hotels. That kind of went away pretty quickly, but they also have a cancel for any reason trip protection, which protects your commission. So if they choose to cancel for any reason trip protection, your commission will be paid no matter what. So from Grand Rapids, Michigan to Puerto Vallarta, it is starts off here. Of course, we're going to add in some transfers and things like that, but this is our beginning itinerary. So it's $3,445. Anywhere you see this travel agency details, Pleasant Holidays allows you to adjust commission. I usually don't put it in here. Some people adjust it right away because maybe maybe your client's budget was $5,000 and you're already saving them, I don't know, $2,500 on the hotel. So you want to give yourself a little more commission. I'm going to show you how to kind of adjust that at the end. So here are the flights. We're going to Grand Rapids to Dallas, and then Dallas to Puerto Vallarta, arriving at 1:03. Duration is 6 hours, not bad at all. I'm not a fan of this ride home, but it's typical to have to go through Chicago to get to Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids is a pretty small airport, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. I usually check the layover times, just to make sure it isn't too long of a layover. Also not too short of a layover, because too short of a layover isn't good. This one I'm not too fond of because they are leaving. They probably have to check out of the hotel at 10 a.m. They don't have to be at the airport really till 5:30, but they're going to end up getting there really early. So I probably wouldn't choose this flight out if I didn't have to. Also, it's arriving the next day. So they're not getting home till 10 a.m. the next day. So that's not typically ideal at all. Also, this one, it's less than an hour. And they're going to be going from here through customs. Dallas isn't too hard of an airport, so I guess it wouldn't be too bad if they've flown before. But if they haven't flown before, I would say at least 60 to, I would say 90 minutes, probably if they're going international. But again, you're going to work that out with your client directly. Here's a little information about the hotel. You can see a little more of a description, photos, and more information right here. Here's some really good information when they're checking in, they're checking out, the different things about them. So it's all inclusive. There's spa services, there's family hotel, beachfront, and free Wi-Fi. And then them specifically, they asked for ocean front. So for this one, I would add an ocean front. This one happens to be a hot tub. So I could choose between the hot tub here or just leave the ocean front that came up. You can open these different rate terms. You can see different room details. Obviously, you're going to want to put that into a mock booking. You want to be really careful. If you have a couple going, typically you don't want 2 double beds. You want to check the different room details. You can add different special requests. I like this about Pleasant Holidays. If they're a repeat customer, if they're celebrating a special occasion, many of the hotels have a concierge service that will accommodate you, that'll help you get something for their different room. And it'll help you make sure, oh, apologize for that. I got to learn how to shut off those messenger notifications. Again, requesting non-smoking rooms if it's a smoking hotel, and a few other options. Even if you do it here after the booking is complete, or even before you do the booking, you can contact the hotel to make sure that that's okay. They're always going to tell you that they're not guaranteed. So that's why I like to make sure with the hotel that that is an option. And then of course, down here again is the travel agency details. Here is where I would suggest if you want to add in some extra commission. Nope, that's not it. Sorry. We're going to go to the next screen. We're going to go to the continue booking this package. And I'll show you why in just a minute. So here is the travel protection. So they can cancel for any reason. FTC is full travel credit. They can also cancel for any reason for cash back. You notice there's a significant difference here, but the cash back actually is the one that protects your commission. The future travel credit, it'll protect your commission depending on how far they push out that date. So I'll go ahead and select that. Here are the airport transfers. So airport to hotel, hotel to airport, you always want to choose that. I wouldn't ever suggest doing any type of Uber service as well. I always like to use whatever the hotel uses. And then here are the activities. There's so many activities that your clients can take advantage of and you can take back to them. You can give them these options in the beginning, actually before you complete the booking, or you could check these off and compare them and add them into the quote. So I'm going to go ahead and check one to kind of show you what that looks like. And then here is your total before any customization. So there was our original total. We added in the private trip. We added in that extreme adventure and the travel insurance. We added in about $700. Excuse me. So here's where you can get a detailed payment breakdown. You can see all of the details and you're going to be able to see your commission. So here is the commissionable amount, the non-commissionable amount, and then here's what your commission is going to be. As I said, if you needed to add a little bit of extra in there, you can do it here. or you can charge it as a daily commission, which I usually encourage, because if you see when I click update price here, they're going to actually charge you an administrative charge for that extra fee. It's about $25, not a whole lot. But if you do it as like a daily or an instant commission portion, you are going to be able to save that $25 fee. Now, as you've seen here, though, you got that insurance protection with the full travel credit. It's very important that you either say you get a full travel credit up to, excuse me, up to this total amount minus your instant commission, or you are ready to just carry that instant commission over to when they rebook. If there is a full, excuse me, if there is a cash back, and you charge an extra fee, your commission is protected. But that extra fee on top of there, you have to either say that part is non-refundable, or you have to be willing to give that back to them. And that's completely up to you how you decide to do that. If you need it right now and you plan to spend that, then that portion is going to be non-cash back, and the travel insurance for the rest of it will be a full cash refund. Everybody follow along what I'm saying there? So anytime you get daily commission, you have to just very specifically say, this portion is non-refundable, or if you'd like to conduct your business and say that it's refundable, that's absolutely fine as long as you're ready to refund it if needed. So now you can see the fee and how much you're going to get. You're going to see any trip points. So Pleasant Holidays, they work with trip points, so you can see how those build up. And then it's going to show you how much is due now. So the down payment is going to be due November 22nd. And then your final payment is March 2nd. And again, when you see down payment and final payment, you can make as many payments as you want in between there, as long as the final amount is due March 2nd. If you have people on a payment plan, I usually back this up a few days, because you do not want to be chasing them down on March 2nd and risk it being March 3rd and the vacation be canceled. So I usually back that up about 5 days, 5 to 7 days. Just a little tip added on, because you don't want to chase them on the last day. Now, am I saying on March 2nd that they'll cancel the trip if it's not paid? Not always. I know in VAX, they typically give some leeway, but it really depends what their contract with the hotel says and what their rules are. Any questions so far? All right, so now we have our new total here. So Pleasant Holidays has an option where you can actually create a quote here. I'm gonna go ahead and click create quote. So it gives you a very nice detail about the flights, their ground transportation, their attractions. It's going to spell that out, and you can give a link to that attraction, because that attraction had a link to be able to view and see what you could do on that adventure. Here is your protection plan. And again, there is a link to that you can copy and paste right into here to your client. Here is the breakdown. You could have named your travelers already. So here are the package details. A nice general idea of the hotel. For their ground transportation, it's going to be a private transfer round trip. Oh, here's the attraction. They do put that link in there. So here's the link for that. And then here is that travel insurance. Here are any rules and restrictions. I always copy these to the client's quote. I always make sure that they know everything that I see, they can see. Linda also has a really nice Canva quote training that you can copy and paste all of this stuff into. Would I actually send them this exact item? Probably not. The only reason is because I don't want them to be able to click on here and see the commission. I sometimes don't want them to see every single detail broken up. I like to include the transfers because I don't want them to ever tell me I don't need the transfer. I don't want them to ever tell me we're just going to hop on the bus, because that's just not something that I'm comfortable letting people do. So, and then they have an itinerary, which I think is really nice. So it shows their flight there. It shows the hotel. They're going to see the check-in, the check-out, and then the flight home. Any questions so far? Thank you, Linda, for putting that training link. So then you are going to copy this. If you're actually doing the quote, you're going to copy this to your quote. You're going to send it off to your clients, and then you're going to finalize this after you speak to them. One tip about sending quotes to clients: as soon as you send that quote, or before you even send that quote, give them a quick call. Set up a time where you're going to review and finalize it. Actually hold them to a time so that you are making an effort. Not only do they know when or what day they're going to get this quote, but they also know what day you're going to call them back to follow up. Mark, so you would do this into a Word or Google Doc and send it to your client, or just into an email? So it really depends on you. Some people use email. Some people do it like to Word and print to a PDF. That training that Linda just posted, she actually has a really good quote tool in Canva. So she puts all the information into Canva and then sends that to them. Some people use Travefy. I have a Travefy account, and so I would put it into Travefy and send to them. So really whatever you are comfortable with is what you can do, or how you can build a quote. But even from Vax, Vax has that email a quote. I email that to myself, and then I just put all of my information in it, because in Vax, it'll show you FunJet or Apple Vacations. And I don't want people to actually Google those things and look it up themselves. So now for the mock booking, that's another step. And so I am going to, for this mock booking, I'm going to leave the flights in there, but a lot of people would take those out. They'll just do the location, and then anybody from anywhere in the US can actually contact you to book this property. But in order to do that, because it doesn't separate the flights and the hotel, you would have to re-quote this. So another thing in mock bookings is I wouldn't say Hyatt, Ziva, Puerto Vallarta. I would say an all-inclusive, a 4-star all-inclusive hotel in Puerto Vallarta for 5 nights, 2 adults. I would probably copy a couple of sentences out of here. So let me go to my Facebook. And I'm going to go to my business page so I can kind of show you Meta. And I can show you how the posting works with the Meta for Facebook. All right, so let me go. All right, so from here on your business page, you have over on the left, when you're on your computer, it has the Meta Business Suite. So from here, I can either create a post. You can actually even create an ad. If you wanted to turn it into ad, of course, ads are paid versions. So that's just an option that you can do. I'm going to go ahead and create post. And as you can see here, it's posting to my business page. If I'm members of a group through my business page, so when you go through Facebook, the different Facebook groups, the Facebook pages, If you join as your business, you can actually post it right to those groups. A lot of groups don't let you join as a business, so you just have to be really careful. Also read the rules, but that's a really good way to cut time because you can post to groups at the same time. So if I had a video, I would go ahead, or I'm sorry, a photo, I would go ahead and add a photo. And if you have a video, you can add a video too. But I'm going to go ahead and go to, I think if I click here, it'll show me a photo. I don't remember. No. So I'm already too far, but it had the option to see photos of this resort. So I could go in and I could save it. So usually what I do is I post a photo of the front, trying to make sure it's a photo like this without the name of the actual hotel. I post a photo of a dining area. I post a photo of the beach, and I post a photo of the room. And a little tip about the room: don't post an oceanfront room if you're getting an ocean view. Or if you're getting, you know, a parking lot view, don't post something that's right on the ocean. So keep it kind of exactly to what you quoted. In my text, as I said, I'm not going to mention the actual name of the hotel. So I am going to do all-inclusive resort in Puerto Vallarta from this one was from 4/16 till 4/21. So I can do 2 adults, ocean front, and then I can do a little bit something about the hotel. So gourmet dining at a selection of 4 a la carte restaurants, an international buffet, and innovative food carts. Let's just say I do that. I usually do something about the cocktails too. And then I'll do, like, you know, where it says 5 pools. Just giving a little something about the hotel. And some people like to do it like this, and others, they like to put in little emojis here. And so they'll have, I like to see, let me see if I can find it in here. Sometimes I can't find it. I like it when they use like the little airplanes. Yes. So they use that as kind of, whoops. So they use that as kind of their bullets. So we'll copy that. We'll put that there. You can do gourmet dining, 5 pools, 4 themed bars, and day and evening activities. And then we can take that right out of there. And we can do starting at, we'll kind of round this number off here. Because we did add in that adventure. Let me go back to here. So it's $22.58. Starting at $2,000 per person, including airfare from GRR or from Michigan. And then you can edit this text, you know, to be a little bit larger, to be bold. You can actually change any of that font. So very simple, just a few bullet points. And then the very most important thing, contact me today for a customized travel quote. And then you're going to put in your link tree. Any questions on how I did that? You don't even have to say from 4/16 to 4/21. You can do April 2022. You can also do starting at $2,000 per person. Or if you wanted to, like it, let's say if it was a Disney, Disney deposits right now are $200. So you could put for only $200 deposit. You could even say no credit check needed. This one, I believe, is a $2,000 deposit. I assume that the cost of air, since I had a smaller airport listed, was probably the bulk of that, because typically what you pay up front is the cost of air. You pay the travel insurance, and then of course any of the activities. So any questions at all on how to do that? Any questions at all on Pleasant Holidays itself? I'm going to show you as well. Pleasant Holidays has a vacation deals section. So I'm going to exit right out of that. And I'm going to go to their vacation deals. You could say Hawaii vacation deals. You could use that photo and you could say exclusive $100 off per booking. Contact me by December 8th. You could say, here's another one, Mexico. Book early and save up to $200 per booking. You can make that deal be your deal because this is the deal that is being advertised. When you do that, keep track of your posts because you don't want somebody to come to you in a week about this deal if you said it expires December 10th and then you forget where you found it. So please make sure that you keep track of where your post came from. Kaylee, how long can the quote be saved for in Pleasant Holidays? So I don't see where they have a saved quote option. And if somebody can, if you've used quote or Pleasant Holidays before and they have that, let me know. Let me click on my account and see. I think you have to go back through and redo the quote. Yeah, I don't even see where you can bring that back up. And if you didn't see where I went to the my account. So you can see your actual bookings for a certain amount of time, but I don't see where you can bring up one of those quotes. Also in agent resources. I actually haven't seen that before. So these are different resources, yeah, for the agents. I was looking actually for some, they have some tutorials which are really nice, but I was looking for maybe some live trainings. Oh, destination flyers, top deals of the week, social media toolkit. I'm gonna have to make a note to kind of explore Pleasant Holidays a little more for some of our scheduling. I'm gonna see if what they have for a toolkit. Oh, they have image gallery. Perfect. I was wondering if they had another calendar that shows what you can post for the month. They kind of do. This is October 24th till December 1st. Time to celebrate. Looks like you can open each one of these. This one is for Hawaii, and you can see all of these social media postings in here. So there's a few ideas that you can use. As I said, you do not have to post mock bookings. They give you some hashtag ideas, and then they give you a nice caption that you can use with this. So some more really great options. And these are the kinds of things that bring you value as a travel agent. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop my recording.